Hello, everybody. This is our first episode to Underground Ego.
Underground Ego.
Almost forgot the name again. And I'm Logan.
And I'm Michael.
Great start.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's just introduce. So the main purpose of this podcast, right? So we're two aspiring stand-up comedians here in the local area. And we just want to help get our name out some. We want to do a little local promotion here, and we think this is the most optimal way. So it's mostly just going to be us just chatting, having a chat, having some laughs, and hopefully you guys laugh along with us.
Yeah, and we got a show coming up here at the Funny Crow pretty soon, so make sure you come out and see it.
So right now we're actually recording in an underground bunker. And so you can kind of see we have quite the stuff up right behind us. Right there, that ladder actually leads to a hatch. We can show you later maybe, but there's an actual hatch right there, and that's where we actually peek out and go back above surface. It's actually kind of difficult to get to here because it's pretty crazy. It's kind of remote, which is what we like. But we got a deal on it we couldn't pass up. Famous skateboarder selling the property, and you know, he made us an offer we can't refuse. So
just had to go for it.
Now, I do have a surprise for you today. I was like, you know, every good podcast needs a banging intro, okay?
Right.
I have recorded for you a banging intro. Let me know what you think. Let me pull it up right here.
All right, I'm excited.
You better be excited.
I'm very excited.
Deep down underground, deep down underground, deep down underground, deep down underground. Two voices rise and flow, hails from the bunker, laughter echoes all around, concrete walls and stone floors, mics in hand, cameras on record, best podcast that's safe from nuclear war. Eagles checked at the hatch, they never stood a chance. Get ready for it now, Eagles underground. Okay, deep down underground, deep down underground.
Wait,
Beautiful.
I used ChatGPT to help me write some of the lyrics, but he couldn't understand bars. So I had to like kind of do some Eminem, you know, rhyme it up.
Right.
I was actually watching an interview with Eminem, just like he was like off the cuff on the red carpet, and it was almost like a try not to rhyme challenge. Like he was
Honestly, okay, Eminem is way too good at freestyle. Like he just talks in freestyle.
He was literally talking in freestyle. It was crazy. So what do we? Normally, most people they like pre-script out what they're going to talk about on their podcast. And because we only improvise everything, we have actually no topics. So
Our topic is no topic.
right, actually, what our topic should be is the introduction to the podcast. You know, our goals, our aspirations. That's what I would say if we had any goals or aspirations.
But we're
for the
two
podcast.
dudes with ADHD, so we're not going to stick to that. We're probably going to go all over the place.
Yeah, maybe next episode we're gonna be like in Florida. I mean, who knows?
Who knows? Maybe we'll sell the bunker by the next episode and be in Florida.
On the beach. So I guess you have to like sway to the next thing. So my whole reason for starting this was I was scrolling on YouTube Shorts actually, and I started watching these. It was shorts it was Bobby Lee podcast. If you know who Bobby Lee is, an actor.
Oh, it's familiar.
and
I've heard the name.
I can't think of the other guy's name. It was like Stanton or San Diego, I think, or something like that.
That's a place.
It's a place. Anyways, they're basically two stand-up comedians, and it was really great. And so I started watching like longer form content, like their actual podcasts, and I realized they don't talk about anything either. Like literally, they talk about nothing. So I figured, you know, why can't we do that?
You know, you just spit words at a camera and you make money.
Hopefully. Right now we're making negative money, but maybe in the future we'll get some of those sponsorships, you know, everyone does. Mm-hmm. We'll bring in the revenue. I will say though, this is eerily quiet. Like you guys can't understand like how like dead quiet. Like there's like a little bit of noise, but it's like almost dead quiet. It's almost weird.
All you can hear is just a faint hum of our fan in the background. That's about it. But I don't know if you can even hear that on the mic.
I highly doubt. It's just weird. Anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I think that for a reason I seem to be drawn to like the podcasts themselves are not stand-up, but the people who do the podcast are stand-up comedians. So I was like,
Well, I mean, that's why we're sitting down.
that's true. That's true. They also sit down. A lot of those people, they have like a third man or woman, behind the camera, or like another camera, but they're like not a part of it, but they're a part of it. They kind of bounce off them.
Right.
Unfortunately, we have a solid steel door for our background, or as our camera operator today.
Yeah.
We'll just call him Solid Door Steve.
I guess. Why not?
So, Solid Door Steve is currently operating the camera, and hey guys, if it's out of focus, if it's not lit correctly, please blame Camera Door Steve in the comments below.
Yeah.
So
Camera door Steven Steele.
Steven Steele.
Steven
That's
Steele.
his last name. Steven Steele.
Steele is his last name. We call him Steve, but his full real name is Steven Steele.
Now I will say I am slightly worried that I don't know what this is. Like a generator. I'm just worried it's going to start up. I think the last inspection date was like 1985, so I think we're okay. But I guess we're just living on the edge, huh?
Yeah. I mean, aside from when we were showing the property, this is the first time we've been here. So
this is actually the third this is the third podcast that I've gave my shot at. Now I think this is probably your first. Have you done a podcast before?
no, but I've talked a lot.
There you go. Have you ever been on a podcast, like a guest on a podcast?
No,
Oh, well, I guess this is the first time for everything.
I've talked. I've been recorded talking. I've been in front of cameras. I've done podcast-y things, but I've never been on a podcast. So,
Well, I guess if you want, we can transition to the next topic here. Do you want to shout out your trip to Puerto Rico? I know you did a little stand-up tour down there.
oh yeah. That was a fantastic experience. I love going out to Puerto Rico and meeting all my fans down there. Yeah, I if you don't know, I am bilingual. So at times I will
Just bust it out.
Yeah, bust it out a little bit and just break out a little bit of Spanish comedy, But English is my first language, so I try to keep it there. Plus, it'd be a little weird if my bro here was
Yeah.
talking English and I'm over here talking Spanish.
So is it harder to time the jokes in Spanish?
At times it can be. At times, especially when it's not your first language, and also like there's different cultural aspects as well. So some things that are funny here in America are not going to be funny in a Spanish-speaking country,
Right.
Because the culture is entirely different. There's different mannerisms. There's different figures of speech, etc. So you can't really use the same acts. You have to come up with new material if you're going to do that.
Now I know we were workshopping a segment all about dominoes for your stand-up tour. How did that kind of part go? I think it was all about when you play game of dominoes. There's a lot of lots of little various jokes and stuff. How did that kind of work out? Like, were people really receptive of that?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a very big bit. The primary joke from that was just kind of revolving around how ridiculous it is in Puerto Rico that everyone always refers to the double six as la vaca, and every time I was pretending to play and everything, I would literally put it down instead of saying la vaca or saying doble C. I would literally just moo.
Moo.
Yeah, and so like it wasn't a big bit. It was just kind of like a little joke on just pointing out how weird it is that everyone calls it la vaca, which means the cow in Spanish.
So I know I wrote in that little thing where you have like an audience member give their best moo. Did you go through with that part of it?
Yeah, I'll be honest. There was one diner that I actually performed at down there in Puerto Rico, and the crowd was kind of small. I probably should have read the room a little better, read the crowd a little better. There wasn't much audience participation at that event. So that it did kind of flop there a little bit, but I did do it in some of the bigger venues. I did get some crowd engagement, and it did make it for a little bit more of a fun experience because it's always best when
Right.
you get the crowd, when you get your fans involved, and it's not just you talking at them, and you try to change the act into more of a dialogue.
Right. I mean, you can't win them all. You can't
Yeah.
win them all. I do get that though, because I several times I gone up and practicing new material, and dude, they're just dead silent, and it's like just you want to be crushing constantly, and you go up and it's just dead silent. But
Yeah, and you always got to check your ego.
that's true.
You always think, oh, I'm always going to crush it. I'm always going to get laughs because you get into a rhythm. And a lot of the times you do get those laughs. But every now and then, if you don't check that ego, when that time comes that you get a little bit of a flop, it can be pretty soul crushing.
I mean, that's the tagline of the podcast, right? Check your ego at the hatch.
Exactly.
So we're coming in here, out there, we're, possibly big shots, but down here we're just two normal dudes, hanging. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, as far as I'm still workshopping quite a few different bits. I'm thinking my next special will actually be about the whole idea around the bunker. So I think I'm gonna write the whole like a 15-20 minute like mini special that's all about our experience with the bunker, buying it, going through that whole process. I think that could make for quite a few really good laughs. I don't want to give any away, I want to keep it for the actual recording, since that's where most people are gonna watch. I don't want to ruin any of the stellar jokes.
Yeah,
But-
I understand. Oh man, some part of me wants to try to talk about it a little bit. I have some ideas of what you're probably thinking of from that experience that were pretty funny, but I'll respect your creative liberties, your creative decisions, and I will not spoil them.
Excellent. Now we are. Steel Door Steve is saying we're halfway through the podcast here, so I have a little game show here for you. Not a game show, a little segment. So this is called Bunker or Busted. Okay. So I got a little music here for us. Now the whole idea of this is I'm going to describe to you an object we have in the bunker here, and I need you to tell me if you think this is still something we should keep in the bunker, or if it's busted and we should just throw it out.
All right.
All right. So the first thing, let's see, what do we have around here? We have this broom. You can't really see it, but it's kind of falling apart. But it looks authentic. It's an authentic broom you would have in a bunker.
We got to show it to our fans. We got our broom here,
Just
right,
don't smell
guys?
it.
Right, guys. Just a little broom, right?
Don't spin it either. You're gonna get dust everywhere.
It's fine. There's dust already everywhere. Anyway, I was gonna spin it more, but then I realized how bad of an idea it was. Yeah, that's a lot of dust. I vote busted because we're not even keeping it in the shop. It's dusty and filthy as hell. And honestly, if we try to sweep with it or do anything with it, it's just gonna add more dust and filth everywhere.
We're gonna have to keep trying. All right. Oop. Let me cue the music back up. I don't know if you can hear this music. I may have to redub it. But now it's your turn.
All right. We also have this thing.
I'm not touching that.
You're not touching it, but you're gonna look at it.
Well, you gotta just scroll. What is it?
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, maybe
Yeah, like
maybe just put it back.
yeah, okay.
We'll just
We'll just pretend it's not there.
maybe wash your hands after we're
Yeah,
finished with this.
yeah, probably a good idea.
That was a mistake. That's what we call a mistake.
Yeah.
Busted. I'm gonna go with busted
Busted?
for sure.
How can it be busted if we don't know what it is?
Well, we
What
don't
if
know what it
need
is. Well-
But what if we need it?
I guess we'll just never know.
Yeah, you got a point.
We'll just never know. All right. Third time's the charm here. Not a lot of other objects just in arm's reach around here besides a busted light bulb. I mean, pretend like so there's a busted light bulb on the floor. I want you to pretend like I'm holding it right now in my hand. Use your imagination. I'm holding a busted light bulb. Now, maybe in the apocalypse, this could become very useful. We don't have any light bulbs left. We have to redo them, like make our own. What do you think? Should we keep it around? Or should we toss it?
I think the answer is in what you called it, a busted light bulb.
Busted. All right. Dang. Well, I guess that ends the segment. Do you want to do the fourth one?
I already played it. How about the actual not busted light bulb?
Now, the question is, does this light bulb work?
We can test that
what?
later.
I think there's a slight amount of mold on this light bulb, though, so I think we should on the top.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with keep it around just in case. Have a middle one? Bunker or bust? So how about, it's an oxymoron. It's both, we probably should throw it away and we need it. So there you go.
That's a busted bunker.
There you go. Bunker or bust. Hope you enjoyed that little segment. All right, now back to the regularly scheduled content, which was actually nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing scheduled. This was just all, I don't know. We're just here. We're talking. We're having a good time. Just old pals.
Oh, pals. I have no idea who's going to be listening to this by this point.
No, honestly, probably. I have no idea who our target audience even is or anything. Like, this is just completely random.
What is our target audience?
I don't know. People that like underground stand-up comedians.
Sitting, talking about nothing in a bunker that is probably not
Up to code.
up to code. Hey, maybe there's people out there. I've seen worse podcasts. Okay, the audio maybe sounds good. Hopefully, I don't actually know. It's actually almost impossible to actually. I'm monitoring I'm monitoring the audio. I can't actually. It's not loud. I can barely hear myself talk. Like I'm just going off the audio levels themselves on the camera, really more than anything. So me wearing these headphones is literally just to make you feel like I'm a podcaster, really more than me being a podcaster. Well, shoot. Well, we got to keep going. We can't stop. You have to ask me a question. What have I been doing?
Yeah, exactly. That I was trying to let you get through what you had in mind. I didn't want to interrupt your train of thought, your rhythm, your flow. But I was wondering,
hit me.
When you went out to California, I heard you had a pretty big show out there.
That's true.
Tell me
That's
about
true.
it. Tell me about it.
So I went out to San Francisco, and we had it was like a 3-day little event. And it was kind of more tight knit. There wasn't too many people. Like we sold out, but there wasn't that many, seats. We wanted to keep it, tight knit. Not too crazy or anything like that. And that went pretty well. I had some great little bits scripted all about. It was all about. There was basically ChatGPT, right, and robots, like putting it together. So you know how you've seen those videos where there's be like a robot driving down the sidewalk and it's like powered by AI, people like kicking it and stuff like that. And so basically I wrote like a whole special all about that, like robots, like people being up on robots and stuff like that.
I heard that in one of your shows you had a bit where you talked about the streamer voice.
The streamer voice.
Yeah, like when how a streamer like all streamers have this certain way of talking, and like streamers and YouTubers,
Oh, sure. It was mainly about YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
More than streamers. But yeah, it was basically connecting the robots talking. Like, should we have them talk like robot? Right, my name is Dave, or should it be more natural? Because I think there's a lot of concern if it's too unnatural or if it's too natural that people might start to think it's like, have a lot more empathy and stuff. And that could be good, but that could also be bad. People like being destructive or, etc.
That really reminds me of how S-Fan made some AIs of various streamers and different people.
S-Fan didn't make that. That was some dude.
Oh yeah, some dude. It wasn't S-Fan. S-Fan reacted to.
S-Fan reacted to
to
several
them.
of them.
Ah,
Because there's one for Asmon. There was
yes.
like the Asmon Gold AI.
Asmongold.
The S-Fan.
There was one for S-Fan. There was one for Amaranth. There was a lot of different ones. I'm trying to remember who made it.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name.
Athene.
Yeah, I think you're right. Athene AI or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Just what your bit kind of reminded me of that, like the whole AI voice and how realistic theirs were.
Yeah, they're really getting there. I can't remember. I feel like that guy hasn't really been like he must not be doing so hot because I haven't heard about him in like forever.
Yeah, me neither. I'll be honest.
That's like old news.
That is very old news, but it's just it's just very closely related to what you were talking about. It brought it back from the
new meta,
archives of my mind. But
we need like a siren or like a noise like whenever we kind of hit a lull, like.
You know, we gotta
reset the energy.
We gotta get on Steel Door Steve, cameraman Steel Door Steve over there. He's gotta every time we go quiet, he's gotta sound an alarm to wake us up.
Yeah, reset the energy.
Yeah. So put that on your to-do list.
Put that on
Steve.
your to-do list.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Steve. But
maybe one day he'll.
This is pretty bad when you don't have anything to talk about, so you're just talking to a steel door.
Hey, in the apocalypse, you're gonna need to be able to talk to inanimate objects, or else you'll go crazy.
I think it might be the asbestos that's getting to us. I think that might be why we're talking to a steel door.
It's possible. Maybe the agon gas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Maybe this isn't the best place to do a podcast, but we're here.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
It could. No, let's not go there.
Yeah.
Skip over that.
Yeah. At least it's not radioactive.
At least it's not. Well, I haven't tried it. I haven't put a guy to counteract it. Maybe it is. I don't know.
It might be actually.
Guess we'll find out.
This was probably too rash of a decision, but what do you expect from a couple comedians?
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We just thought it'd be fun. It'd be a funny vibe.
It is an interesting vibe. I don't know if it's funny, actually. Now that we're here, now that we're looking at it, I don't know if this is funny, but it is definitely interesting.
Yeah. Give it a shot, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe if we had, like, while we were talking or something, we had, like some...
Like a gnome with jumping jacks?
Yeah, or like a creepy clown just, like, coming out of the, like... one of the like bunker doors over there and like sneaking up behind.
I remember that for next time. We'll get like a cut out of a bunker, like a gnome.
Yeah. Just have some like weird, creepy, but also somewhat funny stuff, like in the background. It's just like every time we have like a podcast, like they'll always be looking out for
put like LED lights in the background, give it a little bit of a vibe,
Yeah, but we need to hide little Easter eggs.
That's true.
We need to hide little Easter eggs.
Also, I think this light might be slightly too bright. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We don't have any power here, so we are using a battery to power the light. So we have one light, and those are all LEDs are also light powered too. So light powered. That's right. At some point, we're gonna get electricity be turned on in here,
or not.
Maybe just keep that vibe,
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put in like a rave club in here or something,
That's probably not a good sound.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
You might just be a ghost. Ooh, it's haunted. Ooh. The haunted police are coming after us. Watch out. Ah!
I don't know if you folks at home heard that, but that was a very disturbing sound to hear underground in a bunker in the dark.
Plus, we're not in the dark per se.
We're mostly in the dark. And where the sound came from, it's literally pitch black.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, cameraman Steve Steele is telling me that we are coming up here on the end, 28 minutes. Now, this might be shorter than 20 minutes for you. You're seeing it in post, but for us, it's 28 minutes. So I think we should just about wrap it up. I mean, do you have any final thoughts here?
Don't impulsively buy a bunker just to record a podcast.
The mortgage rate is insane.
Yeah. And it's probably not good for your health.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have a little outro here. We'll play the. I don't have only intro, so we're gonna play the outro here as we close out.
The intro, outro.
Right. We may not have enough time left. I think it ends in 15 seconds. So hopefully this only lasts that long. Thanks for joining us on this first episode, guys. Hopefully we'll keep making these and you'll keep coming back. We'll find out.
If not, I don't know.
Oh, we're going to get an extra 30 seconds to finish it out here.
Yeah, look at that.